today on My Bison Kitchen, we are making Kraplach with ground bison. And a little caveat, it's gonna be gluten-free Kraplach, because our family is gluten-free, and it's my first time trying, so come along, let's figure this out together. Okay, so I am gonna put some parchment paper down to give myself some surface area to roll out the dough. And now I'm using Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1, and I'm gonna weigh my flour. I'll tell you how many cups it ends up being. I personally like to weigh gluten-free flours because every flour, every almond flour, for instance, has a different consistency or texture, and so depending on who the producer is, the results sometimes vary. So I think weighing is the best option, but I'll tell you how many cups I end up using. Okay, so we're gonna get started on the Kraplach, and I'm using this Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1 flour. And I personally like to weigh my gluten-free flours because depending on the flour, sometimes the consistency or the texture is a little different. So I think weighing it, you get a more accurate result. So you need 200 grams of this. Okay, so now for those of you who don't have a kitchen scale, I'm gonna measure it for you so you know. So this is about a cup and a half. Okay. So this is about a cup and a half. Now you're gonna wanna lay out your parchment paper, make yourself a clean working area. I'm gonna wash my hands. Now you're gonna create a little bit of flatten it a little bit and create a little bit of a hole and start cracking your eggs. Let's see. Make sure you check it for blood spots. No blood spots. You're gonna use 3 eggs. Okay, so now grab yourself a fork and kind of mix it, scramble your eggs inside this little well. And you can get a little bit of flour in at a time to kind of incorporate it. A little bit at a time. So if your ball gets too dry, you want it to be a little sticky, you add a little bit of water. Just wet your hands a little bit, and then you can, remember this is gluten-free dough. You don't need it. You're not activating the gluten. You just kind of want to get it into like a nice ball so you can roll it out. Okay, so now you're going to allow your dough to rest a little bit, cover it in plastic wrap so that it doesn't dry out. We're gonna set it aside and work on our filling. Okay, we're gonna get started on our filling. So you want to start with chopping your onion. All right, so now we have preheated our pot, and I'm gonna put in some oil. We're gonna start sauteing our onions. I like to saute my onions a little bit and get them soft before adding in the garlic. Garlic burns really quickly. Let that caramelize a little bit. All right, my onion has a little color now, so I'm gonna add the garlic. And I'm only gonna saute it until it becomes fragrant, so you can start smelling the garlic. All right, now add your ground bison. That was fast. And you can start breaking it apart. I'm only gonna do a pound of ground bison today. You know what, actually I'm gonna do 2. Here's the second pound. We're gonna break this apart. Okay, now we're gonna add the paprika. Sprinkle it all around. Some black pepper. All right guys, so my family likes a little bit of spice, so I'm doing a pinch of red pepper flakes. But only if your family likes spicy. I added more paprika. And I just want to remind you that ground bison comes pre-salted. Don't add any salt to the meat. All right, so we're on to our dough. It looks nice and it should be a little sticky. We're gonna cut it in half. Maybe I'll cut it in half. And then you're gonna start rolling one. So let's see how this works. Maybe put a little, you know what? We need to put a little flour. Hold on. Okay. Right. So after you cut it, you're gonna sprinkle some flour and make sure you have some flour on your rolling pin. And then start rolling it. If it's a little sticky, then just add more flour. Okay, so you want to get it where it's like this thin, and then you're gonna get a wide cup or a cookie cutter if you have, or a bowl, and you're gonna make little circles. And hopefully it cuts through. There it is. So you're gonna get, all right, you're gonna make your circles and then try to take it apart, set it aside. Okay. And then take this and you're gonna roll it again. Okay, I'm gonna prepare my egg because we're gonna need a little egg wash. All right, we're gonna check it. Just mix it. Okay, so we're gonna take our little cute little Kraplach. We're gonna fill it with our ground bison. Maybe that's too much. Fill it. You're gonna put it in the middle and then you're just gonna fold it over. Oh, we're gonna do a little bit of the egg wash. Here's the egg wash over the edges. And we're gonna stick it and close it. Kind of squeeze it shut a little bit. Okay, to the next one. Do your egg wash. You can also use water if you want. And then, okay. They look cute. So before you put them in, make sure that you seal the edges so the meat doesn't fall off by pressing it down with a little fork. Okay, so now we're gonna throw our little Kraplach in a pot of boiling water. You wanna make sure you can do water, salt water, you can do your broth. This is my chicken broth from earlier. And I'm gonna throw it in and it's gonna go in there for about 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, so you have your bowl of soup and then you can take out your Kraplach. Look how cute they look. And they maintain their shape. Put it in your bowl of soup. And enjoy. What do you think?
Good.